Hello, everyone, and I'm going to bring you a little preview of what was it, Sleeping Dogs. I cannot post any videos of it because technically I'm going to give you a little preview of what I know. And they had a preview build that I pretty much probably shouldn't have seen, but I got to see. And honestly, I got a disclaimer. I'm not with any news things, so honestly, I probably shouldn't have seen it, but it's the fact that I saw it, and I felt, well, that was a bad driving sit for that guy, but I felt I should talk about it. And the biggest thing is the fact that it looks really good. And honestly, the whole premise is the fact that you're an undercover cop, and you're in Hong Kong, and it pretty much you were out of Hong Kong, and now you were an American. You're coming back, and honestly, the way that they're trying to make you feel connected is that the people you interact with are some childhood friends, buddies, and former colleagues, and all that other stuff, which is a smart move to try to make the character that you're playing, make the individual want to like the character and play with it, and enjoy playing as him. The voice acting as a whole seems very good, though because this is not the full game, I do not know what to say about it, but it looks good, it looks fun, it looks like they knew what they were doing. Sometimes the dialogue seems a little off, campy-ish, but it's, as a whole, it is not bad. The dialogue, I mean. Oh, also with going on along with the dialogue, that a lot of the dialogue, whether you realize it or not, does slip in between English and Chinese. I think it's the dialect of Cantonese. I'm not 100% sure. Excuse me, Chinese is not my language that I know the most about. But it was just the fact that I'm glad that they're doing that, so it does seem like kind of like hard-boiled John Woo-ish kind of feel to it just on the outside of the dialogue and stuff like that, because that is a really cool idea, that because most people don't realize it, because it was just playing it and seeing it and just having the dialogue slip in and out. It does make the character seem believable in the area that you're at, seem completely believable, not like some iffy kind of gameplay, like, okay, kind of sounds like you're doing something serious, but not really. Sleeping Dogs does take the idea from Grand Theft Auto of allowing you to buy buildings, and dress yourself in whatnot like that, and in this style, it allows you to buy apartments and stuff like that, and I think it was garages, use garages for storing your cars. But it was the fact that you can tweak your place building. This might just be a build that is just a not fully developed build, but this is not what's released to the public yet. But it was just like, and also what they were showing, and also they were talking about how that articles of clothing that you can dress yourself with does affect your character's build. So some of them may let you do more damage, take more damage, better. Just as a whole, they're letting a light RPG effect bleed into this game, and I honestly have no problem with that, because I think that's a very good idea. This kind of melding of this, since it is an open world game that you can pretty much go anywhere, play, do anything, jack anything, and allowing even on the health upgrades, where I believe you find these little shrines somewhere around the places that if you go to them and I think you do enough of them, you'll have your health significantly increased. And I'm enjoying that they're doing stuff like that, because it really makes you want to explore the world, and actually makes it a reason to explore the world, not just okay to mess around and dick around. It allows you to say, ooh, if I find these places, I can upgrade my health, do more damage. I mean, they're smart enough to know that if you're going to make a game and an open world, make it so the player wants to explore, and give him a reason to explore. Because just allowing for a lot of people that just kind of have this, like me, who is this, ooh, I want to explore and look around aspect, is sometimes forgotten and ignored, that there's not all these people that want to explore the world. They're just going to go from spot to spot. And I like the fact that if you're going to give me a reason to explore, that it's a great one, and it also does it for other people that are kind of iffy into the game, that they give you a really good reason to explore, to upgrade yourself and buff yourself out. It'll force you to actually do different things that you normally would never do in a game, like exploring for those people who don't. Also, going along with the ideas of how this game is structured, is the missions have come in a couple different flavors. There's the main story plot that you just can go along with. Okay, I understand that they're going to make that most obvious thing to go to. But they also say that they also have many side quests, kind of like there was in Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that, where you can talk to people you know, side characters, and the side quests can range all over the place. Some normal ones do this for me. Some zany ones, kind of like for Saints Row the Third, where this is zany, over the top. Heck, there was one of them that the guy asks you, "Hey, can you drive me somewhere?" You say yes. You hop in the car, and he just runs up, smacks the cop, and runs back, and he tells you, "Go, go, 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 go." And it's like just some crazy shit, and you also crazy shit you can do. It just that was like side missions that really, this is what I feel makes these open world games good, is these side missions that kind of forces you to see a different zone. Also, it allows you to do, since you are a cop, follow cop missions, do drug busts and whatnot. And I'm glad that they've kind of spread this idea out of the game. Excuse me, my throat's bothering me. But that they're letting side quests also influence the game and making that also a massive important part of the game. And it actually, of course, it allows you to explore other areas that you normally wouldn't do. You want to do the traditional open world racing, shooting, fighting clubs, or in this case, you also got using cockfights and stuff like that. Also, that this type of game has I'm going to call it a basic leveling up upgrade system. I believe there's a couple areas that you can go down. There's three important factors that you have to level up your face, which is just normally completing levels and such. The triad favor area, whatever, it's the red bar, that the more, when you're in fights beating up people, the more gruesome and graphic or intense you are, you get more points to that. And the cop one, which is the blue one, where pretty much the less damage you do to your environment while you're doing it, be it so you're not causing unwanted collateral damage, that points give you up. And I believe the cop one has disarm moves for taking down, pretty much disarming a guy with a weapon. I believe the triad one is more on the grounds of just the different pummeling moves. Just the different moves. It was just the fact that I believe it was also with the triad one, you have ones that do more damage, take less damage, and the basic generic ones in the cop one, I believe, was just disarming different enemies. And it was like, that was a great idea of balancing it, so you have this nice large way around it where you can kind of figure out what you want to do, and you have an upgrade system to follow what you like, kind of your play style and whatnot. And the the combat in Sleeping Dogs is very, very good. They kind of have a simple style, like just a couple button prompts. You got one where you can just mash your buttons around, and you got the basic punch, counter, and whatnot. And for heavier attacks, you hold it down. And honestly, at first, that does seem a little basic and blage, but when you get into it, it's a very good one. It allows you pretty much a lot of freedom to do what you want, where you can kind of cut in, undercut them, doing combos, grappling, and flipping and throwing people around and countering them. And they are pretty gruesome attacks and stuff like that. But as a whole, they are very well done. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of this game, is the close quarters hand-to-hand combat. It kind of feels like the vibe of Batman, but that's not a bad thing. It's kind of a simplified Batman, but it's very fun. You also have environmental hazards that you can use and take advantage of. You want to throw them into a car, smash their head in. You have to just be open and seeing your environment. You also have the ability to throw them down into anything, be it meat hooks or whatever environmental things that you see around you, and it is very, very well done. The gun gameplay is very good, but you cannot take a lot of bullets. You will get your ass handed to you, so you really have to be careful with the gunplay. This might just be the levels that I saw. Sorry. And it was just, as a whole, it is a very fun, action-y, kind of messing around. You feel like John Woo, a movie in there. It is a very, probably well done. And also the fact that this is not so much one is that you're gonna be using your cover a lot, but when you really honestly to God fight, you're gonna be hitting cover and taking advantage of hopping from cover to cover aggressively, because if there's an enemy behind it, you can hop over it, take the guy down, and disarm him in this same movement, and it goes into a slow-mo mode, so you can literally really chain your attacks really a lot And it's a really cool aspect where you can, boom, take the guy down, rip his gun off, take the guy off, pop the guy in the head who has higher position, and move to your cover, all in a quick little movement, and it does seem really, really fun, fluid, and well made. And also, lastly, they were talking about, there's these driving sections that I got to see, and you'll either be driving and gunning people down, or you'll be shotgun shooting people down. And honestly, this is kind of where they showed the chase sequences. The driving didn't seem so bad at all, and when you shot down enemy characters, it would go into a slow-mo mode, so you could literally, another time where you can chain slow-mo to slow-mo to slow-mo, extending this whole slow-mo range. And it wasn't so much as shooting down the targets in the car and killing them. It was more or less disabling the vehicle so it would go into a over-exaggerated, spectacular flip around. And it was like, that's a great idea. And as a whole, this game, even all the aspects do seem good. Because this is just a preview, there's not really much I can also say. And honestly, it's coming out in all things, I believe, August 14th. I hope this was helpful, informative. This is just a preview. I will later on, when I can get my hands on the actual copy of it, I'll give you a full, not written review, but actually I will write the review out. But what it was is I will be giving you a full review. This is my own personal little stuff on it. I hope you enjoy it. This pretty much preview is probably what the review is probably going to sound like, because most previews are very close to what they will be and what they will honestly be, but I will give you a full review later on. Game comes out August 14th, I believe, on all platforms. Thank you, everyone, and good night.